You guys love talking numbers, and I am so here for it. So let's get right into the content today. Airbnb 1 and 2 day bookings. Are they worth it? I am going to break down real numbers, including the profit after all expenses on a 1 night booking with different categories for pricing. I am even going to tell you what I pay on average per night in electricity costs. So you don't want to miss this. Okay, numbers, here we go. But before we get into that, please remember there are going to be the variables that we always talk about. What I charge, you may charge more, you may charge less. You may upcharge for housekeeping so that it truly covers what you have to pay. And there are so many other variables. So please remember that. Now for my numbers. On average, I charge between 126 and 136 a night. But as I have spoken in my other videos, with tourism being down, we have been running specials and we have been coming down on those prices. But let's just work with 126 a night. I charge $49 for housekeeping. And to be honest, that does not cover what it takes between housekeeping and laundry to turn that house over. So when we put those two numbers together for a 1 day booking, I am grossing $175 roughly a night. Now let's talk about what's going to come out of that $175. Airbnb charges a 3% hosting fee. Then I am going to take out laundry, housekeeping, supplies, and electricity. When I am done with all of that, I am going to profit roughly about $52. Now let's take this same situation, charging $100 for that 1 night. I will net roughly around $27 for that 1 night booking. Now, charging $126 for a 2 night booking, I would net around $174. And for charging $100, I would net around $123 profit. And just for fun, let's just do 3 nights. And 3 nights, charging $126 a night, I would net $296 in profit after all fees are taken out. And if I was charging $100 a night, I would net $221. And these are just rough estimates, but I'm just trying to let you know and let you see what happens for me personally with the prices that I can charge. Do I feel like my numbers should be more? Of course I do. Everybody probably thinks that. But I have to stay competitive with the location, my competition that's in the building and in the surrounding area, and what my place looks like as compared to other people's places. Because, yes, I could say, yeah, I want to charge 150, 160 a night. Will I get a booking? Maybe, maybe not. But I won't be the first choice. In the way things are going right now, you are seeing a lot of people that have places that they are charging way less than they would have ever thought that they would charge. So when you had the question, hey, why don't you accept 1 day bookings? That was the reason. Now, I don't even accept 2 day bookings, but after looking at these numbers and seeing that if I charge 126, I could net around $175 for the 2 nights, that's making me think, that's worth it to me. So I may decide to just, change things up and go ahead and start to accept 2 day bookings. But for me, 1 day bookings are not worth it. Now, let's talk about some reasons why 1 day bookings would be worth it. Now, wait, listen, just because it doesn't work for me does not mean that it won't work for you. There are real financial reasons why a host would accept a 1 day booking, and it financially makes sense for them and they make a good profit. Let's run through some of those reasons. You're charging a higher nightly rate. You're in a hot spot. You're by a big event. It's a special time of year. You're in New York, California. You're somewhere overseas where, it's the place to be. So you are able to charge premium prices to stay there. So then it offsets just taking that 1 night booking. You clean your house yourself. I know a lot of hosts that do their own housekeeping. They have boots on the ground and they can do that. You do your own laundry. Oh my God, laundry. That's a whole video by itself that we have to go through, the cost and what you have to do just to get clean laundry sometimes. At least I know for me in Jamaica, you chime in as a host elsewhere if you have issues with laundry. If laundry is expensive, I would love to hear what you have to say. But laundry is a whole separate video in itself. So if you are able to do your own laundry, that is going to save you a lot of money and help increase your profit. And taking a 1 day booking seems perfect. You're filling in a gap. Maybe you have a 2 week booking and then you have 1 or 2 days open in the middle and then you have another week's booking. So you're just trying to fill that gap. So that smaller profit still seems attractive to you as a host. So you go ahead and you take that booking. And then you have people that charge a higher housekeeping fee. You actually charge what it costs to turn that house over so you see more of your profit. Some hosts charge a higher cleaning fee, upwards from $80 to $100 just for that one night, and guests pay it just for the convenience of being able to stay at that place and have that shorter book. That extra income can help offset that quick turnover. Of course, we have to talk about the electric bill. Based upon the numbers that we have, on average, we pay roughly $7 to $8 per day that we have a guest in our house, based upon our bills over the past 3 months. Now, this number would be much more if we did not have that energy saving EcoSense on our air conditioner. Folks, when I tell you, and I've told you this, I've showed you this in the video, that device is really, really going to save you because it gives you a way to be able to regulate how that air conditioner runs. When people leave out your house and they just leave the ACs running, you cannot have that. Like, the electricity in Jamaica and just everywhere is too expensive. When I say that that device saves us so much money and peace of mind about our ACs, you really, really need to have that. And let me know if you have it, if you don't have it, because I've seen a dramatic decrease in our electric bill since we have that device. At the end of the day, it's not what looks good on paper. It's about what's profitable for you. So run your numbers and know your worth. I've made the mistake of chasing bookings over profit. Never again, because it just leads to burnout for myself. And for me, I'm trying to grow as a business and build my empire. Always for me, it's profit over bookings, peace over burnout. Let's continue to talk real hosting in Airbnb. So be honest, are you pricing to stay booked or are you pricing to stay profitable? Another question I would have for some of you, if all you were going to profit for that booking was $25, would it be worth it for you? And what would be the situation that you would take a booking like that? What's your current minimum stay and why did you choose that? Have you really looked at some of the details that I've talked about today and really looked at how much you profit per booking? What is your biggest headache with one night booking? To be honest, this video has really been an eye opener for me personally because this is something that I've never done. Like I said, it's shed light on maybe me wanting to take 2 day bookings now because I see that it's profitable for me if I'm charging a certain amount of money. Now, if I dip below that, then it doesn't become that profitable. But do you ever sit down and look at things like this? And it may make you rethink something that you thought you already knew. If you're feeling stuck or unsure, make sure that you continue to watch the videos. We are going to dive deeper into just subjects that matter for us as hosts. And I am, as you know, telling you the truth about what's going on for me personally. And I love that you guys are interacting, telling what's going on for you. So I know it's not just me and I'm not in a corner like, oh my God, I'm a failure. I can't do this. But this is just something that's happening to hosts across the world. And I love that we're diving into these subjects and these numbers so that it sheds light on it for you and for myself. You guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love your interaction. I love you commenting. And I have very good news. We reached 1,000 subscribers. I am so happy. We are so grateful for you guys believing in us and tuning in and sharing our videos. We had so much interaction on our last video, and we want to continue to keep this momentum going. I have a lot of other things that I am going to be bringing to you guys. When I was in Jamaica, I was able to film a project that someone that I know is starting. It's a huge project and he is just a regular Airbnber like us. And I really can't wait to see how this project progresses for him. And I was able to go into someone else's home that I was able to film her place. And I want to bring that to you guys to just show you her style and what she did and her story from what I know. I've never met her, but I was able to go in and film. So I'm really excited about that. And I want to get out and do more of that, looking at projects and looking at your individual places too. So I'm hoping that is coming in the future. But until next time, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.